My dear companions, we have journeyed far into the realms of the psyche and the spirit, guided by Eckhart Tolle's insights and analytical psychology's depths. We have explored the individual's inner landscape, confronting the ego, the shadow, and the complexes, contemplating paths to stillness and self-realization. Today, our focus shifts to perhaps the most challenging, yet most rewarding of human experiences: relationships. In no other arena is the unconscious so powerfully revealed. Mr. Tolle speaks of relationships as a powerful spiritual practice, a crucible for awakening.
And you see them as mirrors of the unconscious.
Precisely. This resonates with my understanding of how the unconscious plays pivotal roles in our connections with others, particularly through projection mechanisms and the Anima and Animus archetypes. It is in the mirror of another that we encounter the most profound reflections of ourselves, both light and shadow. Relationships are not accidents. The people we're drawn to, the conflicts we repeatedly experience, the patterns playing out again and again, these are not random. They are the unconscious making itself known, using the other person as a screen onto which we project our own unintegrated contents.
How does Tolle view relationships' role in awakening?
Mr. Tolle views relationships not merely as social contracts or gratification sources, but as powerful, often accelerated catalysts for spiritual awakening. He posits that intimate relationships serve as intense mirrors, reflecting back our own unconscious patterns, egoic structures, and pain body stirrings with a clarity few other life experiences can match. It is in close proximity and constant interaction with another, especially in romantic partnerships, but also in family relationships and close friendships, that our deepest wounds and most ingrained resistance patterns are most readily triggered and revealed. The other person, often unintentionally, presses our psychological buttons, activating old hurts, unhealed traumas, and defensive patterns.
The ego and pain body create conflict.
Tolle meticulously outlines how the ego and pain body create conflict, drama, and suffering. The ego, with its insatiable need for control, validation, and compulsive tendency to identify with mental positions, inevitably clashes with another's ego. Two egos in relationship is like two territorial animals circling each other. Conflict is almost inevitable. The pain body, when activated by relationship triggers, seeks to feed on negative emotions. It often unconsciously provokes arguments, misunderstandings, and emotional turmoil to sustain itself, to get its food of negativity. This is not conscious manipulation. Its unconscious pattern operating autonomously. He describes how partners often unconsciously collude in these patterns, each triggering the other's pain body in vicious cycles, leading to repetitive suffering that seems impossible to break. These dynamics, he argues, are not personal failures, but impersonal patterns of unconsciousness playing themselves out.
And his path out of this suffering.
His guidance centers on presence and acceptance. Tolle teaches that by bringing conscious awareness to the present moment, especially when emotional triggers arise, one can disidentify from the ego's reactive patterns and the pain body's demands. Instead of reacting unconsciously when triggered, lashing out, withdrawing, defending, attacking, one learns to observe emotions and thoughts arising without judgment, without immediate reaction. This creates crucial space, a gap between stimulus and response, where conscious choice becomes possible. By radically accepting the other person as they are, without attempting to change them. And by accepting the relationship's present moment exactly as it is, one releases the resistance fueling conflict. This conscious presence transforms relationships from suffering sources into profound growth opportunities, allowing emergence of genuine love, compassion, and deeper connection, transcending the egoic dance.
Your understanding emphasizes projection.
Indeed. Now let us turn to my understanding of relationships, which, while not explicitly framed as spiritual practice in Tolle's sense, deeply acknowledges their transformative power and profound unconscious connection. For me, relationships, particularly intimate ones, are primary arenas where the unconscious plays itself out, often through the powerful, largely unconscious mechanism of projection. Projection is the unconscious transfer of one's own qualities, particularly repressed or unacknowledged shadow aspects, or anima, animus, archetypal images, onto another person. We see in others what we fail to see or refuse to acknowledge within ourselves. This is not conscious. We genuinely believe what we see in the other is their quality, not our own.
The anima and animus are central to romantic relationships.
This phenomenon is particularly evident in romantic relationships, where the anima, the unconscious feminine image in a man, and animus, the unconscious masculine image in a woman, are often projected onto partners with tremendous force and intensity. Initially, this leads to intense attraction and idealization, what we call falling in love. The partner embodies the longed-for, unintegrated qualities of our own psyche. The man sees in his beloved the embodiment of beauty, wisdom, mystery, the anima. The woman sees in her beloved strength, purpose, clarity, the animus. We fall in love not with the person as they truly are, but with the projected image of our own inner counterpart. This is why early love feels so magical, so numinous, so larger than life. We are experiencing the archetypal realm through another person's medium. The beloved seems perfect, seems to complete us, because they carry our projection of our own undeveloped potential.
But this idealization inevitably fades.
However, as relationships deepen and mature, and the other person's reality inevitably clashes with our idealized projection, disillusionment sets in. This is perhaps the most critical moment in any relationship. The initial magic fades, and what was once adored can become irritation, disappointment, or contempt. The qualities we once found enchanting now annoy us. The partner seems to have changed, though in reality, they've simply been revealed as they truly are, once our projection begins lifting. This is not love's failure, though it often feels like one. It is an opportunity, perhaps the opportunity, for psychological growth and for genuine relationship to begin.
The work is withdrawing the projection.
To withdraw the projection, to recognize that the qualities we admired or despised in the other are aspects of our own unintegrated psyche, this is relationship's real work from a psychological perspective. When we can say, the strength I sought in my partner is actually my own undeveloped strength, or the emotional depth I found in my beloved is calling me to develop my own emotional depth. Then we are beginning to individuate through the relationship. This is extraordinarily difficult work. It requires taking full responsibility for our own inner life, stopping blame of the partner for our disappointment, recognizing we were unconsciously using them to avoid developing certain qualities in ourselves.
Relationships ultimately serve individuation.
From a Jungian perspective, relationships' ultimate purpose, particularly intimate ones, is to facilitate individuation, the process of becoming a whole integrated individual. While relationships are often fraught with unconscious dynamics and can be profound suffering sources, they are also among the most powerful catalysts available for self-knowledge and integration. Relationship conflicts and challenges force us to confront our own complexes, shadow aspects, and unintegrated anima or animus. By consciously working through these projections, by taking responsibility for our own inner contents rather than blaming the partner, we gradually differentiate ourselves from the other, becoming more whole and authentic individuals. This leads to more conscious, authentic relationships, where love is based not on idealized projections and unconscious dependency, but on genuine appreciation of the other as a separate, unique individual, and deeper self-understanding. 4. Tolle and Jung on relationships, a synthesis of presence and depth.
Both recognize unconscious dynamics in relationships.
Let us consider the fascinating interplay between Tolle's and Jung's perspectives. Both recognize relationships are often fraught with unconscious dynamics and can be profound growth sources. Both acknowledge relational suffering often stems from internal rather than purely external factors. Both offer pathways to transform these dynamics into opportunities for deeper connection and self-awareness. Neither approach sees relational suffering as merely bad luck or poor partner choice, but as meaningful, revealing something crucial about our own inner state.
Yet their approaches differ.
However, their transformation approaches differ significantly. Tolle's emphasis is on presence and acceptance in the moment of trigger or conflict. He guides individuals to disidentify from the egoic mind and pain body when triggered, to observe reactions without judgment, and to bring conscious awareness to the present moment. This creates space for more loving, accepting responses, transforming potential conflict into awakening opportunities. His focus is on immediate experience and cultivating non-reactive being states. This is immensely valuable, preventing countless unnecessary conflicts, reducing pain body reactivity intensity, and creating space for genuine connection.
While you emphasize withdrawing projections and integration.
My emphasis is on withdrawing projections and integrating unconscious contents. While presence is valuable as a starting point, true transformation requires deeper psychological work of understanding why we project, what specifically we are projecting, and how these unconscious contents influence our perceptions and interactions. It involves conscious effort to reclaim these projected qualities, to integrate shadow and anima/animus, thereby becoming more whole within ourselves. This is not just about managing reactions in the moment, though that's part of it, but about fundamentally transforming our psyche so projections lose their power. This reduces the need to seek completion in another, allowing for relationships based on mutual respect and authenticity, rather than unconscious dependency or idealized fantasy. When we've integrated our own anima or animus, we no longer desperately need partners to carry these qualities for us.
Presence as first step, integration as completion.
From a Jungian perspective, Tolle's approach is a valuable, necessary first step. Cultivating presence and acceptance in relationships creates calmer, more receptive environments, reducing immediate conflict and allowing for more conscious interaction. This initial detachment from reactive patterns is crucial. However, true and lasting transformation requires going beyond mere presence to engage with underlying psychological dynamics. Without understanding and integrating projections, complexes, and archetypal influences, the same patterns may continue playing out beneath the surface. Tolle's presence can illuminate unconscious dynamics, making them visible, creating space to see clearly. But Jungian analysis provides specific tools and frameworks for their conscious integration, leading to more profound, lasting shifts in relational patterns.
How do we create truly conscious relationships?
In concluding our exploration of Tolle's insights into relationships and my understanding of projection and the unconscious, I find rich, deeply complementary perspectives. Tolle's emphasis on relationships as powerful spiritual practice, a crucible for awakening through presence and acceptance, offers vital messages for our often unconscious, conflict-ridden human connections. His teachings provide direct, accessible means to transform relational suffering into growth opportunities, fostering more loving, harmonious interaction in the present moment. His contribution to conscious relating is invaluable.
Yet deeper unconscious dynamics must be engaged.
Yet from analytical psychology's perspective, while presence is crucial foundation, the journey toward truly conscious, authentic relationships demands deeper engagement with unconscious dynamics at play. Projection mechanisms, Anima and Animus's powerful influence, and personal complexes' activation all shape our relational experiences in profound ways. To truly transform our relationships at their root, we must not only observe these dynamics with presence, but also courageously withdraw our projections, integrate our unconscious contents, and take full responsibility for our own inner world.
Both spiritual insight and psychological depth are necessary.
Therefore, I propose the most comprehensive, transformative approach embraces both Tolle's spiritual insights and analytical psychology's depths. Tolle's presence and acceptance can create necessary space, the calm center from which we can observe reactive patterns and disidentify from ego demands. This heightened awareness serves as foundation for arduous yet rewarding psychological integration work, where we consciously engage with our projections, understand their origins, and assimilate unacknowledged aspects of our psyche. It is in this harmonious interplay between immediate conscious presence experience and profound psychological work of integrating the unconscious that we can move beyond unconscious drama to cultivate relationships built on authenticity, mutual respect, and genuine love. May your connections with others be profound growth sources, leading you ever closer to realizing your unique and whole self. May you have presence to observe reactions without being consumed, and courage to understand and integrate what those reactions reveal about your own depths.
The journey continues.
Always. For in the end, we learn to love not the projection, not the ideal, but the real human being standing before us. And in learning to see them truly, we learn to see ourselves.
Become who you truly are.